Hello, dear viewers. Welcome back again in Glittering Biology with your Bio Guru Alok. Hope you all are just paying attention what lectures we are trying to upload for your studies and preparing yourself according to the revised syllabus by the council. So, in the previous lecture, we tried to finish about the sex determination in different organisms like the fruit fly, bird, honeybees and the grasshopper along with the human being, and we already discussed about the linkage and crossing over earlier in the previous lecture. So today's topic, we are going to select about the variation and the mutation. Along with that, I would like to cover the chromosomal aberration, euploidy and aneuploidy, human genetic disorders like the phenylketonuria, thalassemia, color blindness, sickle cell anemia, chromosomal disorders like the Down syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome, Turner syndrome, etc. In your book, there is a lot of contents are given for study, but we need to pay attention on the specific syllabus content so that we can easily finish the syllabus on time during this pandemic condition. So let's begin with the topic. That first, on the next page you are just getting a new heading. That one is the variation. Variation is not new term for you. Actually, what is the variation? Here it is in your book. It is written about the morphological, physiological and cytological and the behavioral differences among the individual of a species, and also the offspring of the same parents. Here what it is, in the previous classes whenever you are just studying about the variation, I told you every individual is having their unique identity. It is on the basis of the phenotypically or the genotypically. That is due to the mixing of characters. How? During the fertilization, what the sperm and the egg is going to fertilize, they are just selecting the best characters among them for developing a new offspring. So whatever the new offspring is going to be developed by that process, it has not identical with the parents, and that is called as the variation. We can say that variation include all the changes in the morphological, physiological and the behavioral characteristics, means the shape, size, color, relative position of the body organs and the habits, etc. What again, next thing is variation are the important basis for the discussion of the evolution, because without changes there cannot be it is not possible to study about the evolution. Here we will have the two types of variation on the broad level. That one is the somatic and the germinal. If we will just talk about the somatic variations, what are the somatic variations? The variations which are caused by the effects of the environmental factors on the body of the organism. There is a process by which nature is selecting its own organism for their survival. Means several times you have seen the nature, like this current situation, what it is, the best and strong peoples are surviving, and those who are having the weak immunity due to the corona, they are just feeling problem in the pandemic condition. So this is the mechanism by which nature is selecting who is the best in the current scenario for survival. These variations cause local changes in the constitution of the organism, and they are non heritable, means they are not transmitted from one generation to the next. And what about other things? They are confined only up to the particular organism and lost with the death of that organism. These are the features which we will just consider under the somatic or somatogenic variation. While whenever we'll just talk about the germinal or the blastogenic or the genetical variation, then the previous condition what we had discussed, that one will comes over there. Germinal variations are produced due to the change in the germ plasm of the organism. Germ plasm participate in the gamete production and their fusion. These variations are also called as the genetical variations, and they are inheritable. Only these variations are significant from the evolutionary point of view. Here what it is, keep one thing: selection means what the nature is doing the selection, that type of evolution cannot be continued for the next generation. This germinal or the blastogenic variation are the tool for the evolutionary point of view. So later on it is just going to talk about the different conditions. You can just study one by one that. We are just moving ahead on the next topic. That one is related with the mutation. What it is, causes. Here it is on the next page, it is given about the causes of the discontinuous variation. What the discontinuous variation it is given? First of all, we need to talk about one more theory. That theory is related with the mutation. Mutation, what it is? Any sudden heritable change in the genetic makeup, means the genotype of the organism, is called as the mutation. The term mutation was introduced by the Hugo de Vries. I think you all are aware with this one. This term was used by various for large and the certainly appearing discontinuous variations, and Hugo de Vries has proposed the theory of mutation after performing his mutational and the breeding experiments on the evening primrose plant, that is the Oenothera lamarckiana. Just keep this one for the one word. Mutation was studied on which plant? That was the evening primrose. That is scientific name of evening primrose is the Oenothera lamarckiana. What was the point related with the this theory? We need to study about that one. Mutation are the universal and occur in all living organisms, but they are random. Mutation results as a change in the germ plasm of the organism. It affects germ cells which are only heritable, and along with that one, that mutation may be dominant or recessive. However, recessive mutations are more frequent. Recessive mutations are more frequent, while dominant mutations are rare. Mutation is only known method by which different forms of a gene are formed, and these mutations, out of these mutations, all magnitudes, mild mutations are more common than severe mutations. As that was in the previous statement, you got the point that dominant and recessive mutations are more frequent. Mutation alone does not produce new species. It only provides raw material for the evolution. So these are the points which we need to keep it in our mind for the study, that mutational changes occur in the germ plasm of the organism. As earlier I told, these may affect the number and structure of the chromosome. That is called as the chromosomal aberrations. Means if the total number of chromosome has been changed, then it is called as the chromosomal mutation. Or they may affect the genes. If they are affecting the only gene on the chromosome, then that one is called as the gene or point mutation. Now after this, we need to talk about the each and every one in short. In very short, we can say that first we have taken the change in the structure of gene, means it is the gene mutation which we have selected the first. And in that one, what it is, I told that on the chromosome, whatever the genes are present, they are just showing the different condition, means they are showing certain changes over there. So in this one, what happens over there, these mutations affect a very specific portion of the DNA, such as a nucleotide. These mutations directly influence the nature and functioning of the genes. Along with that, what it is, genes carry genetic information in the form of genetic code that you will just get in the further studies. That codes change in the nucleotide sequence, and nature can affect the expression of the gene adversely. Means the code which one is responsible for a specific character that has been changed due to the gene mutation. These mutations are also further divided into two categories. That first one is the substitution mutation, and the second one is the frame shift mutation. Here we need to talk about the both are the important part, but in very short we will just discuss them here. That in the substitution mutation, what it is, in these mutation a particular nucleotide of DNA is substituted. Substitution means the replacement by another nucleotide. Entire nucleotide is replacing the position of previous nucleotide. This is called as the substitution mutation. And what about the frame shift mutation? It is very important, can be asked for the examination for writing. In this mutation, a nucleotide is either deleted or added to the GNA. Due to the insertion or deletion of the nucleotide, entire frame of the genetic information becomes out of order, and such type of mutation is called as the frame shift mutation. These are very harmful mutation, as the expression of gene gets completely changed. Again, they are further divided into the two categories, means on the basis of insertion and deletion. We will just get the condition of frame shift mutation. After that, the next, it is just having, if we will just talk about the chromosomal aberration or the mutation, then what we need to study about them. These types of mutation affect the number and structure of chromosomes. Chromosome mutation means the chromosome will be affected due to the variation. Since the chromosome bear the genes, any change in the number and structure of chromosome may result in the change in the number and position of gene, and it causes the variation among individuals. Chromosomal aberrations are of two types. Again, they will be further divided into two types. One is called as the structural aberration and another is called as the numerical aberration or numerical mutations. So what are the cause of that one? That is given on this page. You can see there for reading it in details. If we will just talk about the structural aberration, what are the cause for the structural aberration? So I will only just talk about the causes. Here we can include different methods by which the structural aberration over takes place. That is the deletion, duplication, inversion and translocation. These are the points through which the chromosomal mutation takes place, along with the numerical. Whenever we will just talk about the numerical aberration, then it requires for the further studies. Here we need to talk about the certain phenomena related with this numerical aberration. It is in your syllabus. Change in the chromosomal number. If the chromosomal number has been changed in the entire set of chromosomes, then what happens with the organism? Look that each organism has a fixed number of chromosomes, and these chromosomes are present in the form of complete set called as the genome. I think you know the term genome. Entire set of the chromosome will be called as the genome. A cell with single set is called as the haploid, and with two sets it is called as the diploid. And if there are multiple sets are present over there, then it will be just called as the polyploid. Means many sets are present, more than two sets are, if it is present over there, then you can consider that one is the polyploid. Now what happens over there? If there is any change in the number of chromosomes, it is called as the numerical aberration or the heteroploidy. Numerical aberration is also called as the heteroploidy. Just mind it. Numerical aberrations are further divided into two categories. That first category is called as the euploidy and another is called as the aneuploidy. What is the meaning of the euploidy and aneuploidy? That you will just discuss over there. That if the change in the entire set or the genome is taking place, then it is called as the euploidy. And if change in the number of individual, one or two chromosome in a set, then it is called as the aneuploidy. So let's discuss about these aneuploidy and polyploid, aneuploidy and euploidy in details after discussion of the Polyploids. Polyploids is the term given, and as I told you, from the step by step, you can just give the prefix tri, tetra, penta, hexa. That one will be the number of chromosomes set will be present along with the organism. So let's start with the euploidy. Uh, First, it is given about the aneuploidy. Here it is given about the importance of the polyploidy. You need to just pay attention on that one also. And when we will just talk about the aneuploidy, what we need to study in this one, that in any one or two individual chromosomes, whenever it is added or deleted, it is called as the aneuploidy. Means with along with the entire set of chromosome, if one or two chromosomes are added or deleted, then it is considered under the aneuploidy. This generally occurs due to the non disjunction of the chromosome during anaphase of cell division. Just uh, recall the cell division. In that one, the prophase, metaphase and anaphase. At the anaphase, the chromosomes are dividing from the centromere and moving towards the opposite pole. Just recall that process. Aneuploidy can be just discussed under two categories, that is the hyperploidy and the hypoploidy. That are the terms which technically we can use. If one chromosome is going to be increased, then it will be the hyperploidy, and if it is going to be decreased, then it will be just considered as the hypoploidy. So it is very clear that addition of diploid set of chromosome will be just called as the hyperploidy. And under this condition, we will just study few terms. What that terms are there? They are further classified into the trisomic condition and tetrasomic condition. What is the trisomic condition? Trisomic condition, tri means what? 3. So in the normal cell, what is the number of chromosome? 2n. एक normal cell में कितने chromosomes होते हैं? 2n हम मान के चलते हैं. And if we are just adding one more along with that one, then it will just show the condition of the trisomic. When one chromosome is increased to the diploid cell, it is called as the trisomy. And the example for such conditions are Down syndrome, which we will just discuss later on, Edwards syndrome and Klinefelter syndrome. They are very important. Down syndrome, what it is? It is also called as the G trisomy, and in that one, 21st chromosome is showing the trisomy, while in the Edwards syndrome it is called as the E trisomy. Here the 18th trisomy is observed, means along with the 18th set of chromosome, one additional chromosome is present there for study. And now next one is what? The tetrasomy. Tetrasomy, what it is? Tetrasomy, here we will just talk. Then when two chromosomes are increased to a diploid set, it is called as the tetrasomy. In such case, one chromosome is represented 4 times. These individuals are usually found in plants and have give rise to the new species. So what the tetrasomic conditions are there? In that one, we will just consider the plants abundantly, while the earlier trisomy condition is common among the human beings and other animals also. Down syndrome, Edward, Klinefelter syndrome, that one is very important for your studies. Klinefelter syndrome, what it is? It is the condition whenever it actually that type of syndromes are just found along with the sex chromosome. So in the Klinefelter syndrome, what it is observed, that two set of sex chromosomes, what it is, allosomes are present over there, plus 2xx, sorry, just a minute, 24 number of chromosomes are the autosomes, and along with that, whatever the sex chromosomes are present, that one is the X, X and Y. They are just representing that condition. So this is about the that aneuploidy. Now we need to talk about the that next condition, that is the euploidy. What is the euploidy? I told you that when entire set of chromosome is added or deleted, it is called as the euploidy. Euploidy can be of following types. What we can just consider over there in the euploidy, that in the euploidy we will just study about the monoploidy condition and the polyploidy condition. Monoploidy condition, what it is? They are when there is a loss of one genome in a diploid cell. It is called as the monoploidy. Monoploid cells have a single set of chromosome. While in the polyploidy, what it is? When one or more sets of chromosomes are added to the diploid cell, it is called as the polyploidy. A polyploidy cell bears more than two sets of chromosomes. Artificially, polyploidy can be induced by the application of certain drugs such as the colchicine, vinbalstin, and the granesan, etc. These drugs promotes the endomitosis by disintegrating the microtubular assembly of spindle fibers and creating such conditions. Then the next topic for your study is the that human genetics. In the human genetics, what we need to study here, the branch of genetics that deals with the study of inheritance of human characters is called as the human genetics. It is founded by the A. Gerard. A. Gerard was the scientist who has founded the human genetics. Man as a genetic material, whenever we'll just talk about, then man is not good. Man is not a good source for study about the genetics. You can say man is not a good genetic material for the study purpose. Why and why and how? So just recall the Mendel's experiment, why he has selected the pea plant. At that time, few points we had already discussed, so you will easily explain how man is not good for the study purpose. Man cannot be produced rapidly at will. We know that point. Man has a long generation time, that is about 20 to 25 years, and he produced a small number of offsprings also. These are the problems. That's why directly all the experiments whatever we need to study about the humans, that is not performed on the human. Now the pedigree analysis, what it is? If we will just talk about the pedigree analysis, it is the ancestral study. It is the analysis of the person for a particular trait, taking into the consideration its occurrence in the family tree and available ancestry. The person or the individual for whom the analysis is made is called as the proboscis. Proboscis is the term for the particular person for which we are just preparing this pedigree analysis. For pedigree analysis, the whole available record of the family history of the proboscis is required, and the investigator tries to trace the history of the character by going through the history of the family. The entire chart, what we will just study over there of the family history showing the inheritance of a particular character trait is known as the pedigree chart, and it is drawn by using certain standard symbols what are just mentioned at the bottom of your this page. Have a look of that one. Symbols used in the pedigree analysis have a specific criteria. For male, we use the square. For females, we will always use the circle. For marriage, a horizontal bar will be there. For offspring, line drawn perpendicular to the marriage bar. For normal person, for the for the character being studied, unshaded circle or square we will use. For defective person, we will use the shaded, means the black, red, whatever part, circle or the square. Heterozygous for autosomal recessive character, half shaded circle or square. And heterozygous for sex linked recessive characters, a black dot in the middle of a square or circle. Then for the death, a diagonal bar in the middle of the square or circle. That is the symbols which we will just keep it in our mind for study. Why the pedigree analysis required? It is required for tracing the first appearance of the character in the family, nature of the character, and genetic counseling regarding the occurrence of diseases. How the analysis takes place over there, we need to follow certain effective rules. What it is, we will just, there are the 4 different types of inheritances that are considered in the pedigree chart. These are what? They are autosomal dominant, autosomal recessive, sex linked dominant, and sex linked recessive. If we need to learn how we can just prepare the or solve the pedigree problems, then we need to follow few rules for study of any chart. Have here in this book you will get some examples for study. Just have a look of that, what we need to focus on, that if a disease is absent in a parents but present in a children, it is a recessive disease. Keep this thing in your mind. The first point is, if you are getting any disease in the offspring but that disease is not present in the parents, then it is just considered as a recessive disease. Dominant trait never skip generation. Dominant trait never skip generation. And when father transfers a disease to his son, it is always autosomal. While when parents and children both are affected, it is usually a dominant trait. So you will get an idea how you can just find out a result by studying a pedigree chart. This picture what we have on the screen right now, that one is just the pedigree chart. So for study you can just use that one. Now after this, we need to talk about the Mendelian disorders according to your syllabus, and in that Mendelian disorders, this pedigree chart is very helpful to find out the results. So the A. Gerard and the William Bateson for the first time reported several disorders in the human population which seem to be the inherited like other Mendelian gene. We will just talk some of them. Some autosomal disorders what we need to study over there, that are the sickle cell anemia, which one is in your syllabus. Look that one. In that one what we need to study, in this case the person has abnormal S-shaped hemoglobin and RBCs are sickle shaped. In normal hemoglobin, the beta polypeptide chain at 6th position contains glutamic acid, but in S hemoglobin, this glutamic acid at 6th position in beta chain is replaced by the valine. It is an amino acid. Later you will just get the coding topic in your syllabus, there you will get this one also. Persons suffering with the disease face attacks due to the aggregation of RBCs in the blood capillaries. These RBCs destroyed more rapidly than the normal RBCs and result in severe anemia. Means the sickle cell anemia RBCs are destroyed easily, and that one is problematic for the person. Then if we will just talk about the other disorders, then there are the phenylketonuria. In that condition, what we need to study, it is the case of inborn error of metabolism, and in this what we need to study, phenylketonuria is the condition. It is an autosomal recessive trait. In this disease, the person does not have phenylalanine hydroxylase enzyme. Due to this, there is an overproduction of phenylalanine, which, along with its derivatives, gets accumulated in cerebrospinal fluid and causes mental retardation. Phenylketonuria. Its abbreviation is also asked PKU. That one is the phenylketonuria. Now, next one is which one is in your which must be in your knowledge. That one is the thalassemia. Thalassemia is an autosomal defect caused by the addition or deletion of nucleotides in the genes coding for the hemoglobin chain. It results in the frame shift mutation, leading to the synthesis of defective globin polypeptide. In this situation, the abnormal globin chains, which are insoluble, accumulate inside the RBC and precipitate. It causes the distortion of RBC membrane, causing their lysis, and results in anemia, reduces the oxygen carrying capacity of the blood, which may sometimes prove fatal. That is the further classified on the basis of their traits: alpha thalassemia, beta thalassemia, and delta thalassemia. So that's it. The video is going to be extra large. Hope remaining content you will just prepare from your side, and I am thinking that that content is sufficient for your studies, and this chapter is over from my side. Thank you everyone.